Black Friday. It is time to hit your goals before the new year even starts. At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, get 40% off our next 10-week challenge, plus 6 weeks for free to kickstart your fitness journey. Start training December 1st with kickboxing, strength training, and personalized nutrition. So when our official challenge begins January 10th, you're already ahead of the game. Spots are limited. Don't wait for January to make your resolution. Start strong now. Visit fxbeatlincoln.com or stop by one of our 2 locations at South 40th and Yankee Hill or North 70th and Vine. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Stronger starts here.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Hi, Charlie Stone here, and it's that time of the year again. Time for the annual Happy Honda Days at Honda of Lincoln. With me on the line, Andy Goodyear, to tell us all about it.
The exciting news is we have more selection and more savings. We have over 400 new 2025 and 2026 Hondas to choose from, with a great opportunity to get year-end savings on every remaining new 2025.
Do you have some Happy Honda Day specials?
Sure do, Charlie. For example, you can lease a new 2025 Accord Sport Hybrid for just $349 a month, and we have financing from just 0% APR. We've also included over 125 pre-owned of all makes and models, and as always, our certified pre-owns are in this sale as well.
Well, maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Leaves are falling and temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Winter leagues begin on December 1st and are open for registration. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker Watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate or team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at doubleeagle.golf.
Nebraska Volleyball just wrapped up another match. Join former Husker Mandy Monson as she breaks down the game from the hard swings and perfect sets to the diving digs and precision passing. 93.7 The Ticket's post-game coverage of Nebraska Volleyball starts now.
All right, welcome into the Nebraska Volleyball Postgame Show. We are here with Mandy Munson, the host as always. I am Harrison Arndt in the ones and twos. We're here to talk about another Nebraska win as they win in 3-0 versus the Iowa Hawkeyes here at home. And history repeats itself, at least for Iowa and Nebraska. Nebraska keeps winning. It's been awesome.
Yeah,
Mandy,
it was great.
you were at the game. Give me your thoughts.
I was at the game. So here's my initial thoughts is that it was from a fan perspective. It was actually I thought it was a super fun match. Like it was maybe a little bit, the crowd was a little mild in set one.
Really? Is it Iowa not hold a rivalry in volleyball the way?
Not like it is football.
Okay.
Like, man,
which makes sense.
I hate Iowa in football.
Yeah.
Like,
and in volleyball,
despise.
No disrespect to them, but they don't really.
Yeah, I mean, we just the blood isn't quite in the water, you know, with volleyball because we've always been really successful. But we were a little, just a little sleepy, maybe the crowd. I'm not saying the players, a little quiet first set, but then as the match, like continued to go on, I don't know. It was just, I thought it was a super fun event tonight. Thought the crowd did get into it. I thought Iowa, going back on the comments that we just said, yes, even historically, even though they typically don't give us too much of a run, I think they did not too bad against the Huskers.
I thought
tonight.
they did better than I anticipated.
They did, especially in game 2. It would have been right. I think they got to 20.
Yeah, so they got to 21 in that second set.
They did, right? Which, right, any team doing that against us is pretty, like, that's a win.
Well, we had that streak of holding. How many? I think in the month of October, only
48.
4 teams got to 20 points.
Oh, yeah. It was crazy.
Which that October month was unreal.
Yeah. And so, and I'm like, I was in the match, I was like, okay, well, what is kind of going on there? I don't, I'm looking at the stats. And so Harper Murray hit 261, Andy Jackson hit 571, Virginia Adriano hit 500, Taylor Landfair 438, Rebecca Alec only hit 154. Bergen did a good job tonight. She hit 500, so she got a couple kills. Skylar Pierce got in, so that was nice to see her. So I don't like. I didn't necessarily feel like they didn't pass the ball very well, or like last week, I thought Bergen maybe struggled a little bit with her setting against UCLA. I rewatched that match actually. When was that? Maybe Monday night. I don't know. Like on Big Plus, they now have this deal where they replay the game and they take out basically all the talking in the middle of it.
Oh, that's incredible.
You can literally watch 3 sets in an hour. Probably
even less than that with Husker volleyball, the way they go.
Well, it took an hour, and I was like, this is very efficient. So anyway,
that's nice though. I'll start using that. I didn't know that was out there.
So like if it's like, I think it's on the Big Ten Network or whatever. So they'll basically replay a match, but they take out all the extra stuff. But anyway, so tonight we had some service errors tonight, but it was really fun to see. So speaking of Virginia Adriano, which I love her. She's just such a great player, and she's so fun to watch, and she has such a positive attitude on the court. But she brought out this serve tonight that is high risk, but it's also highly impactful when it gets over the net and in. Like they really struggled passing the ball, and she got, let's see, how many aces did Virginia get? She got 3 aces tonight.
What's so lethal about that serve?
Well, it's just got a lot of speed on it.
Okay.
And then if you just think of physics and how tall she is.
Yeah, and that wingspan,
and then
the amount of speed she's got coming on it.
And so if she connects right with it, I mean, it's like, so, and it's just really, I think from a passing perspective, right? Like when you're the passer, you're gauging, it's the eye, right? The tracking the ball.
Yep.
And it's just, that's just a harder serve to do. I think she had maybe 3 errors as well, but I mean, that was really fun to see her serve. I did also think it was interesting, like Rebecca Alec got to serve tonight, and I could hear some fans maybe being frustrated with the service errors. But if you think about what that team is doing and what the coaches are working on is, like, if there's an opportunity to try to be more aggressive and not worry as much about errors, this match is a great match to do it. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And I think sometimes maybe from the fans' perspective, if you don't quite, understand that, hey, this match isn't just this match. This match is an opportunity to get better for, what's coming on Saturday, which is Indiana, which is a good team. What's coming then next week, which Penn State's going to, come in here. We have the blackout, everybody, on Friday against Penn State. Let's go.
I coughed. I got so excited. That is going to be an awesome
You're
one.
like, I was waiting for the let's go from you.
Let's go. That'll be fantastic.
You guys, I really dislike Penn State.
I think we all a little bit.
Hey, everybody, if you want, listen, not to promote myself, but I think I will right now. If you would like to know how much I dislike Penn State, you're going to want to go to YouTube. Put it in, you guys. The Final Four, 1998. We played Penn State. Bonnie Bremner was a great, great setter for them. And I stuffed her so many times. It was legendary. I hit 500 that match. I stuffed her multiple times. I got a yellow card.
That's
I
awesome.
maybe pointed at her a little bit.
Hey, you know what? That's what you rise to the occasion
I
when
know.
it matters most.
So anyway, it's a blackout. It's a blackout against Penn State next week. But going back to what I was talking about in regards to service errors for tonight, like what I really liked actually to see was to see them trying some of that stuff, right? Because when you have an opportunity to do some higher risk things, try some new things, let some people serve, I think this is a great match to do that. And,
We got 3 matches left after this
Yes,
one,
you-
and postseason's right around the corner. So if you're
Correct.
gonna try anything, now's the time.
Now's the
We're
time.
not
to
gonna do it
it.
when we get to postseason.
And you're not gonna, I mean, granted, could you probably do that same thing against Penn State this year? Oh boy, I'm not riling them up. I mean, they're just, usually that's a very, rival. That's a very rival match, so it's got a different, feel to it. But I mean, I think tonight. So here's a fun thing that happened tonight. I really enjoyed this too. Is that so we're in the third set, guys. And go back and watch the replay. Listen, if you can go back and watch the 1 hour replay where they
I
take
will.
all
Now
the
that you
set-
put me on that,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Oh no, but you can't. It won't be in there. Now you're gonna have to go watch it because they'll take the challenges out. So
Mm.
what happened in set 3 is at the end of the match, it would have been, let's see, Iowa would have been at 18, and I think we were at 23. I think 22 or 23. Anyway, the point occurs. Iowa challenges. They challenged that it did not go off the foot of Lainey Choboy, although it did go off the foot of Lainey Choboy, and that it hit the floor. So this is what's so great, and I love this about Danny and this team, is that our coaching staff and our team noticed that prior to the ball going off of Lainey Choboy's foot, but yet Iowa won the challenge saying it hit the floor, that Iowa was in the net. So it's a little saucy tonight, you guys. so Iowa challenges. It went their way how they wanted it to, and Danny was like, "Right back at you." And she hit him with a challenge, and then we ultimately got the point. And I thought it was so great because the players were like, everybody was having a good time, and they were serious, but yet like our Husker team knew what was happening, and they got done, and Huskers win the challenge, and Bergen Riley's like, I mean, it's just like, I don't know.
I mean,
it
good
was
teams
fun.
have fun. I mean, it's
Yes.
you go. I always reference that '90s football era, but that's because that was one of the best moments
Yes.
of a Husker athletics, at least for that football program.
Yes.
And Ricky C. Simmons was telling stories about he would be the guy to bring in plays, and they'd be really long, and guys like Rozier would be like making cracking jokes like, "How'd you remember all that?"
Right.
And just having a good time with it.
Yes.
You can do both things at the same time.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And one, thank you for bringing that up, because that's really what that match felt like tonight. Like I'm really impressed, one, with how well our athletic department is doing with making it just a all around entertaining event. And then what I really love to see is that as a player, and I think this is what would assist them in being so successful this year. I think this is why, Danny's such a, fun coach to play for, is, that they get to be themselves, but yet they're still professional. You know what I'm saying? Right. They get to have fun. They get to have some moments in the match that's not all serious, and they're still totally dominating. They still have moments where, in this match, I would say, they had some moments where they, like I said, Iowa did push them in sets, it was closer in set
Iowa
two.
took advantage of Nebraska trying some new things.
I think
that's kind of
they
what it
did.
felt like.
Yeah.
Which is smart of Iowa, of course.
Right. And I think that's what, for me in the stands, I can't say, oh, Nebraska did this not well or this not well. I just think we were trying some new things. And also, I will say, I thought Iowa Sutter was pretty good. And she was an offensive threat, and she did a good job of, getting some balls down against us. So, maybe I think, thinking about the match, like maybe what are some things that they'll work on this week? Maybe closing the block. I'm thinking back about, oh man, the gal I don't remember her number. She had long blonde hair. I want to say she was on the right side. I mean, she had some success against us. Yeah, 24 did too. She was well, maybe they both can't be on the right side, but 24 did as well. I mean, I just think maybe some blocking things were going on. Um, but then I really can't say that because how many total blocks did we have? Did we really only have how many total team blocks did we have? I thought we had we had 9 and they only had 4. So I don't know.
Yeah, we did only have 9.
I don't know. I mean, and we held them, I mean, gosh, when you look at hitting percentage, I mean, Jesus, we held, sorry guys. Amen. I'm sorry. You're getting the real me tonight. They only hit 0.073%.
And we were once again pretty close to that 40 mark.
Yeah.
0.384.
I don't know. It's been a fun night, but going back to Virginia Adriano, she played great tonight. I mean, I love seeing the serve. I thought she hit the ball really well. Andy Jackson is doing Andy Jackson stuff. And I mean, I just, I guess maybe because we were trying some new things. And I think Iowa also did put up as good of a, competition that they could. It just, maybe wasn't quite, like it usually is. But I think that's okay too. Again, as we are, moving into the end of conference play and we are moving into the NCAA tournament, we want to be pushed.
Oh, 100%. And
Yeah.
luckily we get some of those games up here left. I know that
Yes.
first time we Penn State, it maybe didn't go the way that you kind of think a matchup like that would go.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be an element of wanting to prove something in this game. And obviously we mentioned Indiana. You got some good games here left.
Yes.
Before we get to postseason. And
Yeah.
so far, the numbers are still staying on track, even with Nebraska volleyball, which sounds like trying a few different things here. I mean, that hitting percentage, I don't know what last year's averages was, but I'm sure this year's average is significantly more than what last year was. That side out percentage in this game, you were 73%. And once again, you're holding the other team to a 0.73 hitting percentage. I mean, that's just these numbers. It's going to be hard as a team to beat. Who's going to put those numbers up consistently?
Yeah. Well, so statistically, like you bring up a good point, right? So when you're talking about, okay, how are we beating teams in 3 sets so efficiently? So we held them to a hitting percentage of 0.073. We side out 73% of the time. Yep. And then if you look at the point scoring percentage, I'm like, I got to look this up quick.
I have Jalen Reyes break these down for me.
I know. So I've been watching your guys' show. It's really good.
It helps me. It's shout out Jalen Reyes.
Yeah.
He's an educator of volleyball.
Well, yeah, like it's amazing. But the point scoring percentage, everybody, is calculated by dividing the points scored while serving by the total number of serves. So the points scored while serving, the points that we score while serving by the total number of serves that we have. And we were at 47% and they were only at 27%. So, by the way, and then we had 9 total, right? I mean, when you put all those different, I mean, we're basically winning at all these, categories. And it makes it, even when teams come in and they're like, and this is what's fascinating, right? We're like, oh my God, that team got to 20 points.
I know.
Wow. They were really competitive tonight. I mean, I think that's, again, it just makes it such a fun environment. And I think this team does such a great job of, playing their roles, taking care of business, and then also having fun on the floor.
Yeah. And I think you can have a little bit of that fun on the floor because it's that balance of competition. And you kind of seen it all year. We're going deep into the bench just about every single game here. And if you start having too much fun, there's other players that can go in there and show up and take your spot. And I think it's a mutual respect. That entire roster, a lot of those younger players even got some reps under their belt now. They got experience.
Oh, yeah.
I think what this year has really done for Husker volleyball is because of the way they've won these matches, their ability to get some of those younger players in as well. Everyone's pretty well bought in. There's no sitting on the bench thinking, I might not get in this one. Like just about everyone's got some reps under their belt
Yeah.
and has had opportunities to go make their presence felt. So, you can have that fun, but there's that serious, because even if you're the last person on the bench, it's like, we'll see how this match goes. I might get in here for who knows how long.
Yeah, and I think it's great that everybody, right? You need to keep everybody on their toes
Mhm.
and ready to come in, because you want that, because there is going to be a match where you are going to need that person to come in for whatever reason. Another player struggling, another player, something happens and they get injured. I'm knocking on wood, but right. And so, we've seen that with other teams around the country where they have had some players that are significant to the team get hurt, and then it really
Kind of crumbles.
the team crumbles. And like I said, Skylar Pierce got in tonight, and I think she got in the second set. I don't think she came in the third, but she came in, she got set a ball, and guess what? She got a kill. She was totally ready to go. And so, yeah, I think that just makes this team just exceptional.
Yeah, and then you can see it, if you're just looking at next year, it's again that we can't have Harper Murray forever, Berger. Like, we have so many of these great
Yes.
players that we're just not. We have to have that next group, and this being year one of Bus Boom Kelly, and she inherits this roster, but also you're having this ability to play a lot of these younger players as well. It sets you up in a good spot from having what is one of a really great class that we have right now over at Husker Volleyball. When those guys take off. And, shout out to Husker Volleyball for also having, I think, a big stake in making pro volleyball a thing. So maybe if they go to pro volleyball, but
absolutely.
whatever that next chapter is, you have that known factor. And I know we just wrapped up with the basketball postgame show. And that's why me, Austin, and I think some other people were high on this Nebraska basketball team, was you had known factors coming in. You've seen these guys play. You know they can do it. You've seen it at big moments. Well, it's known. So heading into this next season, obviously we hope to win a championship in this one. But looking at the next season already, you feel good. You got some known elements. You've seen them play. And I think that's just where, kind of go full circle here. This is an awesome year one for Bus Boom Kelly thus far, without even getting to the postseason yet, just because you're seeing so many of these other players get experience, and you're putting yourself in a really awesome spot for whatever comes next.
Well, and like, hats off to her. And I'll just say, I just think I think she's a fantastic, amazing coach. I think she is also very enjoyable to watch coach. She's enjoyable to listen to. I mean, I just listened to, I listened to her post match, and, Lauren Cook West and John Baylor, they were interviewing her. And what I love about Danny, and why I think she is having she has great players. So there's no doubt, but I think she has the ability to connect with players because she's very authentic, but she doesn't take any, stuff either. Like, I think what I really enjoy about her, because they were kind of talking about service errors a little bit, and they were talking about missed serves after a timeout. And, she can't, they're laughing. I love Danny Busboom because she laughs. I think it's great. Right. Yes, there's a time to be serious, but you can also have some fun and have a laugh. But they were kind of talking about it. And she said, I think she likes to err on the aggressive side, and coming from having played, I think that's to be able to have that freedom as a player, to have your coach be okay with you erring on the aggressive side. There's just like, the word freedom's coming to mind, and I think she's bringing that out in that team, right? Because again, okay, if you're going to err, then we're going to err against Iowa, and we're going to try this stuff out. And okay, got it. If you're coming out of a timeout, you don't want to miss a serve. But if you send a cupcake over and you get it in today's landscape of NCAA volleyball, well, that really doesn't work either. That's, I don't, it's maybe not as bad as serving it out or serving it in the net, but giving them a cupcake and then basically just having the ball pounded back in your face, depending on the team that you're playing, which honestly in the Big Ten,
just about everyone's going to figure, if you just loft one over,
correct,
you're going to get something strong back.
Correct. So my point is that I just have really enjoyed watching Danny coach. And I just think to be a player, to be able to play under that culture, I think would be really fun. And I think we're seeing that in observation when we watch this team play together.
Yeah, and the best thing about it is, freedom is a good word for it, but it's like a hot word for coaches. You see it a lot in the basketball world. You'll certainly see it in football, volleyball, but they'll say, "Oh, so much freedom within the offense," and then you'll go watch said team, and it's like, well, there's a difference between freedom and chaos. And what you see with Busboom Kelly is freedom within an organized system, where it's not just we're going to try and go crazy, we're going to have freedom.
No.
I like what you're saying. I totally agree, but I think that's what takes us that next level is there's that freedom to try things, but it's in a very tight system that Busboom Kelly set up here, where she's going to let you try, but there's rhyme and reason for doing it other than, well, we're just going to have some fun here. We're going to try new things because quote unquote freedom.
Yeah, there's a difference between, okay, yeah, I like that distinction. And I think we need to make that, especially for people listening. We're not saying, hey, it's a freedom that basically the players just to get to do whatever they want. Like it's a free for all. That's not it. In volleyball, especially, guys, in volleyball, if you have a player that's tight, if you have a team that's tight, if they're worried about making errors, if they're more thinking about not losing and playing not to lose, this is any sport, right? But especially in volleyball, because the only time you control the ball is on the serve. Every other piece of volleyball, it's totally reactionary. So when I'm talking about the ability to play free, it's really the ability to play aggressive and be able to have that mental mindset where that if I make an error, I don't have a coach jumping down my throat, and I don't have a coach that's more worried about the errors than staying aggressive. Does that make sense? Because there's a point where, if you really are playing to a low error or to too much perfection, it really can tighten players up, especially on the pass. And volleyball is a game of serve and pass. And so if you got tight servers and then you got tight passers, you can see then how that just becomes not a great situation for the entire flow of the team.
Oh, 100%. Because then you start pulling off of the aggressiveness, and then that gets a lot easier for the other team. And here comes this avalanche because you're all of a sudden you're on your heels.
Yeah.
And you're just too scared, worried about making a mistake.
And then you're making errors, right?
Yep.
And so then the other team is scoring points on the errors that you're making, which we are so dominant and we do such a great job on defense right now. And again, this is also why the Huskers are so fun to watch. They're a very low error team, right? So teams, when they play us, do not get a lot of points off of our errors. And then again, I think what we saw tonight, which is not too dissimilar than what we've seen before, where you may have a team that kind of hangs with us in a set. Maybe they'll even take a set like UCLA did, right? Because they kind of outworked us on defense. But teams, I just, you have to have a lot of stamina to be able to consistently do that through an entire match to take 3 sets from us. I just think it's very difficult. And so I think it'll be really fun to watch us finish out this Big Ten season. And then I think it will be really fun to watch the NCAA tournament to see as we progress through the tournament and see that progression of team, because it's just such a high level, I think, in the NCAA. And so you're talking about last weekend, right? Stanford beat Pitt in 5. I'm not sure what Texas did, but Texas is a very good team. So when you think about those perennial great teams, Nebraska, Texas, Pitt, who did Purdue get beat by last week?
Oh,
Purdue, that was number 8. They got beat last week by Oregon. I'm pretty sure they got beat by Oregon.
I'll double check, but
will you double check that?
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is, as we progress then through the NCAA tournament, it will be really fascinating and fun to watch the up level of competition, and it'll really be, I think, great to just see what that looks like for the Huskers, and to see if we can find another team that can push us for 5 sets.
Well said. And before we go to break, just to clarify that with Purdue. So they did lose to Oregon.
They did, yeah.
2-3. And then they had a ranked match versus number 10 Wisconsin, and they get swept in that one. So again,
By Wisconsin. And they were rated 8th.
Yeah, well, they're Purdue's at 11 now. I'm not sure what they were heading into.
I think
that
they were
one.
8th
Yeah, they
last
might have
week.
been. So I mean, it just kind of tells you we're at that point in the season where volleyball is
anything
such a
can
momentum
happen.
heavy
Yes,
sport.
sure.
It's kind of similar to baseball in some of those ways where it's like certain teams peak at the right time.
Yep.
And with Husker volleyball, which is crazy to say, is like I don't think we've peaked yet. Which
No, I don't think we
I was
have
playing
either.
as well. We got to throw it the break. We'll keep talking Husker volleyball. Don't go anywhere. This is the Volleyball Postgame Show. Harrison Arndt. Then we got Mandy Munson, the host as always. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
The savings continue all November long at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln. They're extending their red tag sale with machines priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Plus 10% off snowplow kits, 10% off fly motocross gear, and 50% off all in-stock road tire. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for the holiday season.
This Black Friday, it is time to hit your goals before the new year even starts. At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, get 40% off our next 10-week challenge, plus 6 weeks for free to kickstart your fitness journey. Start training December 1st with kickboxing, strength training, and personalized nutrition. So when our official challenge begins January 10th, you're already ahead of the game. Spots are limited. Don't wait for January to make your resolution. Start strong now. Visit fxbeatlincoln.com or stop by one of our 2 locations at South 40th and Yankee Hill or North 70th and Vine. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Stronger starts here.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Hi, Charlie Stone here, and it's that time of the year again. Time for the annual Happy Honda Days at Honda of Lincoln. With me on the line, Andy Goodyear, to tell us all about it.
The exciting news is we have more selection and more savings. We have over 400 new 2025 and 2026 Hondas to choose from, with a great opportunity to get year-end savings on every remaining new 2025.
Do you have some Happy Honda Day specials?
Sure do, Charlie. For example, you can lease a new 2025 Accord Sport Hybrid for just $349 a month, and we have financing from just 0% APR. We've also included over 125 pre-owned of all makes and models, and as always, our certified pre-owns are in this sale as well.
Well, maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Leaves are falling and temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Winter leagues begin on December 1st and are open for registration. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker Watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate or team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at doubleeagle.golf.
Acreage owner getting ready for winter? Make it easy with John Deere compact tractors and gators from Acres Equipment. Add snow blowers, front blades, cabs, heaters, and loaders to tackle every chore. Right now, in-stock units are priced to move with competitive financing to fit your budget. Get winter ready today at acres.com. Acres Equipment, your acreage handled. Financing subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Not all customers qualify. See dealer for details.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. From now through the end of November, Ferndale fresh turkeys are just $3.99 per pound and in limited stock, perfect for your holiday meals. Plus, you can stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. With locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha, get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
If you are a business owner, I want you to think about the amount of time you've spent worrying about safety and security. Lincoln's own experts at Diode Technologies design custom solutions for security, communication, and so much more. From automated security to secure video conferencing, their team sits down with you to get to know you and what your business needs. Manage your operations and get notified when there is suspicious activity. Save time and cut back on stress. Diode Tech always keeps you in the know. Contact them today at 402-793-5124.
Back to Nebraska Volleyball Postgame on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, former Nebraska outside hitter, Mandy Monson.
Welcome back in to the Nebraska Volleyball Postgame Show. Nebraska stays undefeated. We're talking about another win versus Iowa, and they only got 3 regular season games left before they're officially into postseason play. We did get some questions off of YouTube. This one from John chiming in here. He said, Adriana was serving some lasers tonight. Was glad to see her aggressiveness. Absolutely right. And then we did have questions about commits. I'm not sure what the exact total numbers are, but we can get to this part. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 18 scholarship spots currently filled by 16 players for next year. So does that mean we could pick up 2 players from the portal if we want to? I believe so, yes. I think we can go ahead and grab 2 players from the portal. I'd have to double check on who they all have for recruits, but I'd imagine that's a little bit of the game plan. Leave yourself a little bit of room there so you can get some portal pieces. If you were to get into the portal, there's certain spots of this Nebraska volleyball team that you would like to see a little bit of additional ammo in. Kind of hard to nitpick this team, but I'm asking you to do it.
I know. Let's think about who is graduating. So Rebecca's graduating. Taylor's graduating. Macy's graduating. I didn't miss anybody, right?
Allie.
Oh, Allie check.
Yeah. Rebecca Alec, you said.
Yeah, so this is where we were trying to Google because I saw the I think it's the freshman commits for this next year. They had an article out, and the freshman commits, you had 2 outsides and basically an opposite, or maybe for sure 1 natural outside, and then a player that could be opposite or outside, and then a middle. So, it's a great question.
But we do get a lot of, we got some opposite hitters and some outside hitters at those younger classes as well. This would be a good question. If I was in the gym, I could give you a better answer. Seeing the practices.
I know who, what I'm thinking about is, okay, who's Taylor Landfair's leaving. She's a left side.
Yep.
You got Macy's leaving. She's a defensive specialist.
Allie Check's leaving. She's
Allie
the
Check's,
opposite.
She's
hitter.
the opposite. So you do need to backfill your opposite because then that leaves you with only one opposite, which is Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
You probably
Alec middle blocker as well.
Becca Alec.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I kind of the reason why I was already thinking to the fact that you have Andy, you have Manaya Obeche, and then you have Kenna, who is pretty awesome. You guys, she's the middle that's redshirting. Kenna, Kenna Cogill. Like, I watched her in the red-white game, and I was like, good Lord. And, we haven't even seen her yet. But yeah, so I think, you can always never have, right? I think they'll have then, they'll have 4 left sides. Probably, I think bringing in maybe another experienced opposite, kind of what they did with Allie Check wouldn't be bad. It'd be interesting to see if you got any, left sides that you never know who's going to enter the portal, But if I was
Yeah.
if I was thinking how I guess here's how I would think of it. If I was a person entering the portal and coming to Nebraska, I mean, jeez, we're pretty stacked. So where would we fill? I mean, I think probably, yeah, that opposite position, maybe a middle. You can never have too many left sides because then they can also be defensive specialists and
I wouldn't be
serve like
surprised if we go
Terea
for the
Sigler.
middle, especially knowing the way the Busman Kelly really likes utilizing those guys to be aggressive on
Oh, yeah.
offense. And she seems to have easy points there. I mean, you look at some of the percentages those guys give. If you can set them up consistently, that does
Well,
seem
that's
like
all the
uh-huh.
yeah, and that has to do with passing.
Yep, and they've done a good job with it. And I
Correct.
think that's Busman Kelly's kind of seeing it. And you've seen her different than John Cook. Not that John Cook was wrong for it, but she likes to be aggressive with those middle blockers.
Well, I think he really enjoyed setting the high ball.
Yeah, to each their own.
And I do, yeah, like Coach Cook is.
It was effective. Don't get me wrong. What he did was also very effective.
He was highly successful.
Yes.
And he was an amazing, one of the best. Like he's.
That's why Busman Kelly's having success as well. It's her, but it's also
Totally.
John Cook
Totally.
leading this program in an excellent spot.
Well, yeah, just like Pettit did. I mean,
Yeah.
like there's totally a sequence that is consistent. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is that if I was a player into the portal and I was like, if I go to Nebraska, do you see what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what kind of players they could pull. Do you see what I'm?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could backfill a position. Now, can we get an alley check or can we get another Taylor Landfair? I don't know. Maybe we're so deep that there may be a situation. I do not have the crystal ball, but if I was thinking about I'm a player and I'm going to go into the portal and Nebraska takes me, granted, again, you're going to go to Nebraska because it's not necessarily that you're looking to go play there. You're looking to experience what Nebraska is. And so then maybe you would take the chance. Does that make sense?
100%.
Because if you come from the portal going to Nebraska, I don't think there's a guarantee that you're going to play because you're going to have to go compete against the top two teams in the country that are on one team.
A little bit of like Alabama football territory.
Correct.
Where players would go transfer into Bama and be like, I'm a 5-star, but I understand Coach Saban, I'll sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to give my shot. And if I don't get it, I understand because this team's just that good. And in the era of NIL, it was also a little bit different. I think it's a benefit for Nebraska. I'd imagine we can give players a lot more money because of how the numbers are always vague. You never get the exact details, but for how big volleyball is here at Nebraska, I'd imagine we have an advantage in what those numbers look like. I'm not entirely sure, but there's also some rhyme and reason to sit on the bench if you can make some money. There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, if you're thinking from a player's perspective, I'm listen, I'm in business, I'm a business person, so I'm not going to put my marketing hat on, right? If I'm a person that I'm like, hey, I want to get the most out of my name, image, and likeness. Now, I don't know. That's where you take a look. Okay, if I go here, 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 and I play, what does that look like for me in name, image, and likeness? But let's say I go to Nebraska and I'm playing in front of a sold out crowd and I'm playing in the highest average attendance, whether I'm at home or away, then maybe that would have an impact on you as far as entering the portal, getting an offer from Nebraska and taking Nebraska's offer as opposed to going to another team where you may be able to have more security in your playing time, but yet you're not playing in front of 8,000 fans every match like you are going to be if you go to Nebraska, whether you're home or away.
Well, the best thing I can add to that, because I saw this stat come up, and it's unreal. Nebraska Volleyball Program has now been part of attendance records in 12 of the 18 Big Ten facilities over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And it'd probably be more if some of those facilities, like, I don't know if they count it, because sometimes that venue won't be necessarily the facility. So I don't know if those count. But
I think they count. They still count because it's a match that was held on your campus.
Okay. But either way, 12
Feel
of 18.
Feel free to correct me, everybody, if I'm wrong.
But the fact that
I'm down for it.
You're 12 of the 18 Big Ten teams. Obviously it's the other fans, but we've seen the pictures. It's Husker fans showing up to these other 12 facilities making attendance records. So back to the name, image, and likeness, like that's a big deal.
Well, and it's Husker fans not that are from Lincoln, you guys. Like, so what's happening with Nebraska volleyball, which again, if you're a business person, like, feel free to get excited about what's happening with this brand
Mhm.
across the country. You have people that cannot get to matches in Lincoln because they can't get tickets in Lincoln.
Oh, I
And
always make the joke, like, if you got a girl, save up for those volleyball
yeah, go
tickets
travel.
because it might cost $800 for 2 tickets. Like, I saw the one ticket
Here?
price,
For sure.
it was like $400. And
Yes.
it's like, I know a lot of these got girlfriends that like Husker and they want to go to a game. It's an awesome thing for Husker volleyball that they're in such big demand
Yes.
that, I mean, you're willing to charge $400 and you still sell out, no problem.
Well, and by the way, hey, if you want to travel and you want to guarantee that you can go, see the game, then go do the California Road Show and go to, the Poly Pavilion, which is UCLA, or go to USC
Mhm.
and go have some fun in the California sun and make sure that you can go see the Huskers because, like what you just said, the ticket prices are a premium here. And it's just, I mean, listen, the section that I sit in, like, very rarely do you see someone that's like not a ticket holder.
I think it makes sense though. Like, you're watching the premium ticket prices have happened because we have a premium product.
We do.
We get in on a weekly
Yes.
basis. And it's another thing that's cool is, it's Husker fans traveling, but also you mentioned it's Husker fans that are organically from those areas.
Yes.
Like, the coolest thing that I see a lot of times
Yeah.
is, you notice how many, like, when they go to these road matches, how many little kids are there in Husker gear?
Yes.
I always wonder, like, how many of these kids grew up and just said, Mom and Dad, I'm a Husker volleyball fan.
Well,
And they're have no correlation whatsoever to the university, but like, it is kind of the program in volleyball right now at the college level, certainly, to put eyes on.
yeah, I mean, at the college level, at the overall, if you're into volleyball whatsoever, and then let's put our future hats on. So you have this brand that's going across the country that little girls are seeing, and now little girls want to play volleyball. And now think about the recruiting. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's just gonna get, I think it's the recruiting fact. I mean, that would be really interesting to, maybe you and Jalen have already talked about it, but to see what his thoughts are and what the coaching staff thoughts are on what does this brand do for your recruiting efforts. Not that it makes it any easier, but right, when you're the premium school, and I know that's already happening, but if you just think about the reach and the awareness, and right, it used to be everybody in Nebraska wanted to grow up being a Husker volleyball player. Well, now it's just everybody playing volleyball across the country wants to be a Husker volleyball player. That makes sense.
It's an incredible problem to have.
It's kind of awesome.
Yeah. I think it's, again, like, I'm sorry if you guys get tired of this analogy, but it's the black shirts back of the day where people remember watching all those Nebraska, Oklahoma games. And it's why you had all these Husker fans kind of really build up this army, and some of them not even from here, was Husker football was so good. Similar to what volleyball is now, it's where it's kind of the marquee team. So that's the one that gets the airtime on TV that you can watch, the same way football was so big back in the day that you only had so many channels, but Nebraska football was big enough. It was one of those teams you'd watch.
Yeah.
Volleyball's in that same market.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check you a little bit on this.
Okay.
And here's why. Because back in the day, in the 90s, Nebraska volleyball was a national contender.
Mhm.
It was in the 90s. It was very, very good in the 80s. I mean, I don't know how many Big 8 championships we didn't win, if that makes sense. I think where it's the evolution, there's a couple of things going on, which is why it's not that Nebraska volleyball hasn't been where the black shirts have been, because
No, I just mean it in terms of the TV. Like, that's the point I'm making.
And that's the
yes.
That's where I was going with that.
Like, we've had the championship caliber here.
Totally.
Don't get me wrong.
Well, and just for everybody that's listening, I just want to make that
Mhm.
distinction, because what you're seeing is you're seeing the evolution, 1, of volleyball, and then 2, of TV,
Yeah.
and 3, of women's sports. And so you have like all these things converging, and then we happen to be a team that has always had a great base of support, which started out just with the whole growth of the program. But back in the day, in the 90s, the volleyball team had a booster club, and it was called the Match Club. And I don't know how much this has been talked about, but the Match Club, funded some things for the team. That this was before it was Husker Athletics. This is when everything was separated, right? So the football team had like the Beef Club, but Husker Volleyball had the Match Club. And for a volleyball program, like it was a pretty good booster club, back in the day. And so I think like what you're saying is that, yeah, you just have this evolution. And now when it comes to with all these things really kind of converging and like having the perfect storm. And then I think obviously, right, the vision of, Coach Cook to be like, we're going to have volleyball day.
Oh, 100%. And Jalen Reyes, John Cook, I'm not sure who was all responsible in that decision, but, I think they were the ones bringing up to Trev Alberts. And of course, Trev Alberts,
Yes.
good on you for saying, yes, sir. Like, yes,
Absolutely.
let's go ahead and do
let's
it.
go do it.
But, it's, you credit the Husker volleyball team for being as consistent as they have been. And you mentioned that they've been winning for a long time. You just know how it is with business owners. And like, for whatever reason, they kind of missed the layup for a while. And then they start putting on TV and they're like, hey, there's some money. This is big.
Absolutely.
And now we're at this merging point.
There's advertising revenue.
I can make how much?
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, everybody's got a product that they want to sell. Like that's just life. And I think going back to our volleyball team, one, I think our players do such an exceptional job of rising to the moment and to, quite frankly, the challenge of being able to show up the way that they show up. Like they are a very impressive group of young women. Like they hold themselves well. They're so positive. They are great volleyball players. And I think, they're doing great things to grow the sport and do it in a positive light. And I think we do a great job of that. And then I think to be able to, you guys, it's not easy to do what they're doing.
No, they make it look easy.
They make it look easy, but it's really not.
No.
I never did it. I didn't do it when I was playing in college. We never went undefeated. I've never won a national championship. So, and I know how hard it was and the work that it took to, win a Big 12 championship and get to the Final Four. Like what they're doing is really, it's really impressive. And I think to go back with what we were talking about earlier, I think that goes back to a coaching staff and a team that is so focused on the consistency and the structure and the dedication to their the way that they do things. It's not a free for all. It's very organized.
Yes.
It's very well thought out. It's very they're looking at all the details. And so, but that's when you have an organization that does that, then you get a product that looks just so easy to, everybody that's watching.
Yeah. And it's, you credit the Husker fans as well, but also just the university. I mean, it's at a top to bottom program, well structured now.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them so good, I think.
Yeah. And I feel like we were talking about this earlier with basketball. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like the athletic department, I just feel like there's a vibe.
I think Dan has been doing a good job.
Yeah.
I really do.
Oh, I do.
And that's not me just paying, service. Some people always think there's like a conspiracy where we just say only nice things to say because we're, whatever it may be. But no, I think he's doing a phenomenal job. I think we are starting to see some of the fruits of it.
Yeah. And I think when you just, right, think about this, you guys, like when you're in a high level environment every day, from top to bottom, even though I'm not saying like when you're talking about administration to coaches to players, like, and here's what I will say, that is what the 90s were. Like, so I played 96 through 99.
Yep.
And, it was just, I remember when Bill Byrne was the athletic director.
That's right.
And he was just such a great, he knew every player's name. He was cordial. He talked to every player. Everybody was important. And then also on campus at that time, right? Tom Osborne was the head coach. Terry Pettit was the head coach.
Man, what a great run of coaches.
Yeah.
That is a
And the basketball coaches that were there at the time were also, they were great. And
So that was
so,
probably gymnast's biggest run too with women's
yeah.
gymnastics.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think those guys.
Bowling was starting, and
Yeah.
they were amazing. I
Never
mean,
missed postseason. They were good year
no,
one.
the rifle team was good. I mean,
Mhm.
so I think that's what's really fun about just the whole environment of the athletics right now. And obviously, volleyball, I would say, is at the pinnacle right now, right?
That's fair.
We're, the volleyball team's kind of leading the way. And I feel like they're handling that limelight really, really, really well. It's just so fun to watch.
I think they've been holding that torch for a little bit now,
Oh, yeah.
and I think they're kind of comfortable wielding it.
I-
Is the nicest thing I can say
Yes,
about
and
it.
I would say watching the match tonight, again, going back to that, it was just a super fun match to watch. They did a great job tonight.
Oh,
Everybody gets a gold star and a bouquet for their play tonight.
For Mandy Munson herself, that is going to wrap it up for us. Appreciate you guys listening. This has been the Nebraska Volleyball Postgame Show. Nebraska Volleyball stays undefeated with the win over Iowa at home. Don't go anywhere. We're going to keep it going all the way till midnight. The Morning Pure Snell coming up next.